Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Battle Court Jai-Alai. Tonight's game day will feature the Chargers and the Fireballs. Singles matchup here between Benny and Amigorena. I mean, this is interesting. So at least in terms of highlight experience, Amigorena has a pretty significant edge, but on this court, it's really Benny here.
Have to lean in the direction of Benny as far as who's got the edge. Yes, Amigorena has been playing easily 3 times as long as far as the history of Jai-Alai is concerned. But Benny's been dominating on this court now, specifically these last 2 years, but 3 years.
And you look at the records of both these players to begin Battle Court. Benny 2-0 in singles play, defeating Urbieta, that is, and Carballo. And Amigorena has yet to play in singles this season.
This is his first singles.
Yeah, this is a tough spot for him to expect him to go out here.
And he's a backcourter who doesn't typically throw shots.
Right.
So.
It'll be a tough matchup here, but that's why they play the game. See how this one goes. Benny against Amigorena. There's a serve by Benny. We begin this singles match. Powerful backhand to the inside. Benny on the rebote. Rebound off the back wall. Played back up the middle. Here's Amigorena on the forehand. Benny looking to get back in there. He does. Nice catch deep in the backcourt. Amigorena fall down 2-wall attempt. Caught the pad, and the pad is bad. Benny on the board first.
Folks who pay attention to Battle Court know that we freely dispense advice here from the announcer's booth. One is when you're just getting used to making shots, especially in singles, you're not completely sold on your own 2-wall, just get it inside and keep it inside. Nothing worse than laying in the middle of the court after having thrown a shot that involves a fall down and just watching your opponent catch the ball.
Here's Amigorena from the left side. Big backhand, open it up. Drops in the corner. Benny on the rebote, forehand. Amigorena backs up, stops it in the air at the 10 line. Rebote again for Benny, this time higher off the front wall and passing. Amigorena drops it over the top. Benny's got it on the bounce. Benny, right up the middle, hooked that one. Amigorena now started to the inside, got him.
Just missed footing by Benny. Cost him that point. Went to throw a shot, didn't go exactly where he wanted it to. Shuffled left, back to the right. By that time, Amigorena was already throwing it inside.
Fault over serve. Second serve coming up. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Second serve is good. Here's Benny on the backcourt. Low running backhand. Amigorena, good catch there along the side wall. Benny now goes up for it on the left side. High, hard backhand. Amigorena looking for it on the rebote. Up at the 6 line. He makes the save. Benny now high off the front wall. Amigorena advancing up at the 7 line. Just going to get the backhanded pass again. That's right on the sidewall. Benny just flicks it up. Amigorena settles there at the 9 on the bounce from the forehand. Whips it back to the inside. Benny's there to scoop it up. Rebote left side, little clip off the sidewall. Benny's got it the middle of the court. Benny, forehand, plays to the inside. Amigorena picks it up. Backhand. Benny again, another scoop there at the 10. High, hard backhand now. That just does clear the overhead screen. Amigorena on the rebote, wall to wall. Benny now rebote inside. Good range. Amigorena caught in the air. This one opens up. Benny stays with it. Not a lot on the rebote. Just does make the save. Amigorena now back inside. Benny backing up and scooping up. And he gets in there on the forehand up at the 8 line. Low and hard. Amigorena's there again. Nice catch. Hard backhand. Benny again on the rebote to the inside. That ball's tipped. Well played point. Benny jumps out ahead 2-1.
Really well played point. Amigorena stopped far more balls than actually I anticipated going into that. I mean, Benny didn't throw shots per se. but no matter where he threw the ball, Amigorena was standing there. Amigorena's court positioning was just spot on perfect.
He's been playing in front of the 7 or 8 line a lot more than I expected, especially for a backcourter in his first ever singles match.
100%.
Just got to throw, I mean, be a little bit more aggressive in those opportunities, but I'm sure that will come. Again, just his 3rd point in this format. Benny there at the 9 line, backhand, into the corner, close to the sidewall. Amigorena lays it up. Benny advancing. He caught it in the air. Benny now from the outside. The carom return lands in to score. Well thrown by Benny. He leads 3-1.
Benny's really been working on that carom. Forehand kill shot thrown to the sidewall, cuts to the front wall. We'll see it here. Thrown into the sidewall, cuts to the front wall, bounces inbounds, of course, goes out. Benny's been working on that. He saw Amigorena laying back. Absolutely no reason not to throw it out. The only risk he's got is potentially throwing it into the pad or out of play, which he hasn't been doing much of.
Fault over serve. Second serve coming up for Benny. Amigorena opens up on the backhand. Powerful backhand. Benny backpedals, just does get out there, clips the sidewall. That's going to land in and score. 4 points for Benny.
Amigorena not entirely familiar with the placement on that shot. Believes he had a play on it off of the back wall. Benny trying to position it so it lands in and then hits the out of bounds line once it hits in. In that case, ball definitely took a wonky bounce coming off the back wall.
Hard backhand again. Comes shooting off the back wall. Benny on the rebote, pushed it to the outside. Amigorena stays with it, drops it up the middle. Here's Benny on the forehand. Low and hard, back to the inside. Good scoop by Amigorena. Benny now on the costado. Inside placement. Amigorena clean miss. Rebote not there. 5 points for Benny. He's got a possible set point.
Benny doing a much better job later in this first set, moving his opponent around the court. Amigorena his catching looks fine, just doesn't look comfortable as far as his movements. Trying to read where Benny's throwing the ball and getting there.
Amigorena from deep in the backcourt. There's the backhand. Benny advancing. 3-wall play, gonna pass. Amigorena setting up for the rebote. Benny, aggressive plays, got it on the right side. Another one, gonna pass. Left side rebote, stays in the middle of the court. Benny coming back forward, inside, on the wall, and scoring for the set. Benny wins it 6-1. 2 minutes, play set number 2.
So Benny dominating as far as moving Amigorena around the court.
And as you said, coming into it, just tough to expect a whole lot from Amigorena against.
In his first singles outing,
Yeah.
I mean, you can practice singles all you want. Truth of the matter is that once, well, the lights are always on, but once the lights come on, once there's an audience, and once the points count, whole different story.
Yeah, probably the guy you want to play least in this group too, in Benny.
Absolutely.
And just so calm, composed, even for his age, and you know, he's got a bunch of shots too for a backcourt.
There was the second point that went on a little bit longer than I think it did Benny. Reticent to throw a shot, and point went on and on and on, and every place he threw it, Amigorena's court positioning was perfect.
Yep.
So thought it was going to be a little better after that, but then Benny just seemed to get more comfortable and moved Amigorena all around. So Amigorena never had a chance to put anything offensively together.
That's what we see, and I mean, generally, game plan against a backcourter in singles is move them around, keep them away from the inside and closer to the back wall, because that's where they're used to playing and where they're most comfortable. Benny doing a good job so far, 6-1 in the opening set.
There we are in the ESPN 3 Players Cage. You see Benny and his partner, Zuleika, getting a little feedback in between sets.
And if you're Amigorena too, I venture to guess, it's going to be a little bit more aggressive. It might start to open it up here in this second set.
low and hard, you're not. If you're not confident about your 2-wall,
Sure.
you're not confident with that pad. Play it low and hard to the inside. Move your opponent to the outside. When you have a chance, drop it inside. There's not a lot to work with.
Yeah.
You want to work on those shots during practice, and this is most definitely not practice.
See what happens here coming out for set number 2. Amigorena will have the serve. We are ready to begin our second set. Amigorena serves to Benny. Amigorena serves. Our second set begins with an overserve. Second serve coming up.
That ball must land between the 4 and 7 line on the serve. Apart from that, ball's just always thrown forward.
Second serve is good. Benny from the left side opens up with a backhand right on the side wall. Amigorena lets it pass. Flips the left side. Here's Benny now. Amigorena caught that one low. Fake 2-wall. Dropped it inside where it scores.
I'm actually impressed with that fake. That fake wasn't the most elegant fake in the world, but it was convincing.
Yeah, faked me out a little bit too.
Well done. It was convincing.
But Benny committed hard to the 2-wall, opened up space to the inside, and he found it. Backhand to the inside. Good catch by Amigorena. Wall to wall now. Benny looking for the rebote. Fires it to the inside. Amigorena now stops it at the 10. Big backhand again. Another rebote. This one closer to the sidewall. Benny lays it up. Going to get it to pass. Benny on the bounce, middle of the court. On the forehand. Opens for the 3-wall play. That's going to open up. Amigorena diving. One-handed save. And
Beautiful.
Benny missed it on the sidewall.
Beautiful. So Amigorena had a little bit of experience with that shot in the first set. This time, a bit more prepared for it. Wanted to turn it into something. Kept it on one hand, using the other hand to prevent his pelvis from taking all the beating when it went down to the floor. Wonky bounce there got it back to the sidewall. Always get the ball back close to the sidewall if you can. He did so. Benny unable to make the catch.
Benny on the backhand. Drops it in the corner. Amigorena on the rebote. That's missed. First point for Benny in our second set.
Got to get that ball into the cesta, whether it's coming off the front wall or you're playing it off the back wall on a rebote.
Low hard serve. Amigorena from the left side. There's a backhand. Benny goes up for it front ways. Up at the 9 line. This one passes. Amigorena on the rebote. Whips it inside. Good catch by Benny. Takes it off the side wall. Amigorena up at the 6. Outside placement.
Wow.
The
Okay.
forehand rebote scores.
Surprising. Surprising. Pleasantly surprising, but definitely surprising. He's not expecting Amigorena to throw a shot. Obviously, neither was Benny. Benny stayed to the inside. Amigorena doing an excellent job putting the ball where his opponent's not. Straight outside placement. Beautifully executed. That really curved out, too. Very well thrown.
Benny from the 12 line. Backhand. Passing to open it up once more. Amigorena has to dig it out. Goes for the 2-wall. That's too low. Second point for Benny.
Yeah, 2-wall, not his shot. Not yet, anyway. Still something to be working on.
Backhand clears the overhead screen. Forehand rebote. Wall to wall. Amigorena looking for it. Off his footing. Keeps it up the middle. Here's Benny running around him. Backhand from the 9 line. Low to the inside. Not a lot on that. Rebote. That's a diving save. Benny advancing on the forehand up at the 5. Low and hard. That will score. And he's come back to tie it up, 3-3.
Yeah, Amigorena got some good points under his belt. Benny clearly being cheered on by the audience. Sounds like each audience member brought a loud friend.
Nice catch here by Amigorena right on the sidewall. Benny up at the 8. Hard backhand, that's gonna pass. Shoots off the back wall, Benny advances. On the forehand again, up at the 6, outside placement. Amigorena caught it, whips it inside. Benny caught it in the air, great positioning. Back outside,
Great
here's
focus.
Amigorena, the 2 wall.
Wow.
Thrown to score. 4-3 lead for Amigorena.
So remember back when I said the 2-all wasn't his thing? I was kidding.
That was well thrown, huh?
Both of them. Benny seemed like he had Amigorena dead to rights, each one of those. Look at that. Dead to rights. No, I caught it in the air. Watch out. Here's my 2-wall. Impressive.
Big backhand to open it up. Clears the overhead screen. Amigorena up at the 5 line. This one coming up the middle. Benny on the costado into the inside. Got him. 4-4 is the score. Benny serves.
Seriously, these folks sitting in those first 3 rows had to have some type of training. And highlight cheering. That's way too synchronized.
I was going to say it is rather synchronized, huh?
How much time do you think they put into that?
Well, they were here at 5. When did you get here?
Later.
We'll leave it at that. Amigorena from deep in the backcourt. Hard backhand. Benny on the move. Looking for the rebote. Powers it to the inside. Amigorena going back for it. Caught it. Benny going to stay up there. Rebote again. Right to the inside on the wall and scoring. 5 points for Benny. He's got a possible set and a possible match point.
Big difference in points here between the first set and the second set. Amigorena definitely finding more aspects of his singles game here in the second set. Benny's on the verge of shutting him out, or closing out the set, rather.
And maybe a couple missed throws by Benny, hooking a couple to the middle of the court, but that one was right where he wanted it in a big spot, right on the sidewall off the rebote. He needed to put it as close to the sidewall as he did. Alt over serve, second serve coming up. Backhand coming up the middle. Here's the rebote. Forehand, that got away from him. Sent up into the overhead screen. Amigorena's tied it up at 5-5. Possible set point for Amigorena. This is a possible match point for Benny. Benny from the 11 line, backhand to the inside, dropping in the corner. Amigorena hooked it. Point, set, and match. Benny gets it done. 6-1, 6-5. Chargers add another point on the game day. 2.5. Fireball still looking for their first of the day. Coming up next, third division doubles. Ulike and Bradley take on Inaki and Cabrera. We will hear from the captain of the Chargers, though. That is Benny, advancing to 3-0 in singles this season with a big win. Got it done in straight sets. Let's hear from him. There's the captain of the Chargers.
All right, Benny, you're 3-0 for your starting singles this season. How have you been able to meet your expectations during the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think my singles game has definitely improved since last season. In the offseason, I was working on a lot of my shots, and that's really what I need to continue to do throughout the season to keep winning in singles.
And Benny, as the team captain, right now the Chargers are #1 in the overall standings. What has been your game plan as a captain to keep everybody in check and in line for it?
Yeah, our game plan was really to start the season off strong because the past 2 seasons as the Chargers, we had a really bad start. And so far, we've been doing just that.
Well, Benny, congratulations on winning that match. See what else happens today.
Yeah, thank you.